Ashutoshsrivastava, people like Professor Mukherjee and others, who believe that the Act must remain, argue that by maintaining the status quo of religious sites as of the 15th of August 1947, the Act in fact helps in preserving our communal harmony. It prevents the use of history as a tool for religious conflicts or political conflicts. Basically, at one level, there is a call for peace and for different communities living together. Isn't that something that we should all accept?
See, if we talk about the same act, the Places of Worship Act 1991, see, there have been certain, exceptions which were mentioned in the same act. For instance, this Ayodhya issue was also an exception. Apart from that, if we see Section 4 of the same act, it says that if certain places are considered to be ancient monuments, and if it comes under the Ancient Monuments and Archaeological, Act of 1958, then in those cases, it can be kept as an exception. And the basic provision of the Places of Worship Act will not apply. Now, many petitions were filed in different courts with that respect. And accordingly, the surveys were allowed by the courts, by the ASI, to do the survey and find out if these places come under the Ancient Monument Act or not. So that was the basic laws or maybe the orders being passed by such courts. But today, if we see the further development which had taken place in 2021, when one Mr. Ashwini Upadhyay filed a petition before the Supreme Court challenging the validity of this particular act by stating that it prohibits or maybe it protects wrongly that some of the invaders who came to our country and they devastated many of the such places of worship places like temples, etc. So it actually protects such kind of invaders. So accordingly, the petition was filed. And to challenge that petition, there were many impediments which were filed.
Isn't it also true that Hindu rulers destroyed Hindu monuments in the past? It's not just Muslims who targeted Hindu monuments or people of one faith targeting monuments and places of worship of another.
So it is
process of history,
it is
people
the same
of
law.
the same faith destroyed each other's monuments as well. So the question is, how long do we keep physically digging up?
See, the same law applies to the other religion or the other places of worship also. Because see, I'm talking about the law part. The law, in the law, if there has been such monument which can be said to be ancient monument, whether it is any sort of, it could have any character of not a particular religion. It could be of any religious place. So this act has given such kind of powers to the court earlier. But when, as I said in 2021, when the validity of this act itself was challenged before the court, Supreme Court, so now today the Supreme Court said, okay, let us first decide this, whether this Places of Worship Act should continue or not. Suppose if it doesn't continue, then the matter is finished, then that will be a different case.